Start it? Yeah, stop. Okay. Okay. Okay, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to the Library office. My name is Ash from Moldau and I'll be the host and coordinator for today's Hapathon showcase. So first of all, warm welcome to the Singapore leg of the Hapathon 2023. This is a Web3 global startup competition co-hosted by Alibaba, Alibaba Cloud, Platon and Hashkey Group. So today, we will have 9 shortlisted startups who will be showcasing their projects during this leg of the Singapore Hapathon. The projects will have 10 minutes to present and the judges will have 5 minutes to assess the projects based on the criteria of feasibility, completeness, social value, the source code, project presentation, compatibility with Platon, and whether or not they are based on Alibaba's cloud services. So a quick intro into the Hapathon itself. This is part of the larger Web3 Hong Kong festival. So the winners for this hackathon will be given a chance to travel to Hong Kong for the event. So before I go into a bit more intro and a bit more of the judging process, I would like to invite James to give a few short words to kick us off for this evening. James, please.
Thank you very much. I think today is our first event in the pretty big event series. I will mention 3 things. So first of all, we are a Web3 event, right? And 3 key persons play here: Ali Cloud, Hashkey, and Platon, also 3. So here I want to say 3 W. So why we are here, and where is here, and what we are expecting. So kick off with why we are here. So for this Web3, we are trying to build up a so-called trustless infrastructure. Try to make the business trustless, make our activity, etc. trustless, make the cost down, so people can live very gracefully or more comfortably in a future digital, like a digital metaverse, right? So that's why we are here. So where is here? Singapore is I think in the past few months we see Singapore as the most hot digital hub globally. So that's why I'm very expecting great presentation and good projects from this team, from the people here, and we get the hot, good one to the final and get the prize to kind of certify yourself, right? Of course, from the short, we try to mint a memory, our personal memory, to remember today or remember what you have done, what you have contributed. That's for your memory. And for longer term, I was talking about short-term greedy and long-term greedy. For short-term, we are trying to make people making money, get life easy, and we also get rich, right? For the longer term, we try to bring this new lifestyle in the digital world, so people could live peacefully, gracefully, and be successful, be protected, etc. So that's why we have this event, and I do hope I be excited by your great works. Thank you very much.
Alright, thank you, James. So before I go into the full briefing of the event itself, let me just remind everyone of the awards and the prizes that are going to be available for this hackathon. So as James has mentioned, the winner or top prize of the hackathon event will be awarded 15,000 USDC, a 10-minute speaking slot at the substage of the 2023 Hong Kong Web3 Festival, 6 tickets to the 2023 Hong Kong Web3 Festival, and a $10,000 Alibaba Cloud voucher valid for 1 year. So that is also inclusive of a travel subsidy of 3,000 USDC for the team itself. In addition to that, we have 2 other prizes, which will be second and third. That will also be consisting of USDC, the Alibaba Cloud vouchers, as well as travel subsidies. So there will be a few additional special awards that we'll give out at the end of the presentation, but that will be closer when we finish up all the projects. So let's go into the briefing for the judges and the projects. So prior to this, I've given everyone a short brief, but for the viewers at home and for the people who are tuning in, a quick summary of how we're going to be presenting the different shortlisted projects. Each project during this showcase will have 10 minutes to present their slides, materials, on the stage to our judges. At the end of the 10-minute showcase, the judges will have 5 minutes to interact, go back and forth to learn more about what they are building, as well as ask questions. Throughout the 15-minute presentation, the judges will be scoring the projects according to the criteria based on our forms, and will be calculating the scores based on the average at the end of the event. So as mentioned, we will have 9 shortlisted projects slated for today, with an intermission after the 4th project for this session. At 4:30 tentatively, at the end of the session, everyone is invited for a short networking which we will have upstairs. So that's on level 2 for those who are here physically in the space. So do make sure to hang out there and make sure to stay till the end to see if you've won the award. So last thing before I start, which is housekeeping. So this is more for the folk who are physically here. During the event itself, during your presentation, of course make sure to stay. We'll call out your project name to come up. But if not, you are free to mingle around in the back area. There's some water in the boxes behind. Feel free to head up to level 2 as well. There's alcohol, there's beer, and water. Don't drink too much beer before your presentation. But there's beer and water, and later on we'll get some snacks for everyone. But if not, that should be all of the housekeeping rules set up. Also, sorry, I do also want to speak a little bit about Alibaba's Innovation Center. So, excuse me, I have not prepared a slide for this. But for projects who are looking to accelerate their growth and funding for this period, Alibaba have actually partnered with actually created an innovation accelerator who will be helping you to get funding, connect with talents, empower you, and get comprehensive support. So I have a bunch of flyers here. If you're online, put in the chat as well. But we will have QR codes and access for all the projects here as well. All right. If not, I think I've covered everything for the intro. I will get the presentation started. So can I have the first project, which is Collectivify, to please hit, I believe it's VD, right? Yeah. I can hit it. All right. So first.
Hi everyone, I'm Vivi from the Collectivify team. It's very happy to be here to introduce our Collectivify product to you. Our Collectivify is the NFT OS we built for every Web3 creators. Please be the next one. Yes, everyone can create and run the NFT business in our Collectivify product. Just so very easy.
Oh, okay.
So as the NFT is becoming increasingly popular all over the world, we think many different projects in NFT world has some technical requirements. They're usually divided into 4 parts. I will show you the next page. Yes, the problems we think the first is the creation. When you create an NFT, you may face some technical requirements. The first is you need to learn the smart contract, or you need to hire an expert to help you to do that. But within this part, besides, you will also face some security issues. Yeah, and the second problem is the marketing things. Nowadays, this Web3 environment has become more and more complex, and this new environment also asks many people to pay more attention in the marketing part. So it's very difficult for a new one come to the Web3 environment. So in the third problem is the retention. Retention is that when you, after minting your NFT project, the users and your communities will lost attention to your project. You need a community to still stay them in there. And the fourth one is the revenue. Because most NFT are trading on OpenSea, Blur, or Element other marketplace. They are all the external generic marketplace. You couldn't control your revenue in your own. So that's another problem. So when we face these 4 different problems, we have the solution in next page. These are our solutions in different directions. The first is the creation. When you face the creation part, we provide the codeless smart contract and website creation with security. And for the marketing part, we have the giveaway and whitelist manager, and with the pro user acquisition mode. And for the third one, it's the rotation. So this part, we provide community portal and with the NFT voting, staking, airdropping, it's make easier when you do the rotation. And for the revenue part, we provide the NFT marketplace customer code. And with your self-defined fees, you could use your own token or other Ethereum or other tokens you want. So how these things reflect in our product Collectify, I will show you next page. Yes, our Collectify OS has these three parts. We divided these things into three phases for them. The first part is the pre-minting. In pre-minting part, it's just before your NFT business start. We have the giveaway manager and NFT whitelist. In this part, you could do the activities and the other marketing things in this page, and it's very easy to use. And in the next phase, it's NFT minting. We provide a smart contract creation, metadata manager, NFT minting, SBT minting, NFT auction, and license manager. You can create without any expert or without any developers even. If you read our guide, you could create very easily. And in the last part is post-minting. The post-minting part is including the community portal, customers for NFT marketplace, and NFT staking, NFT voting, and the ERC20 claiming. In this part, you could manage your community very easily in one portal and with different functions. It's usually better than the other tools currently we use. Usually currently it's the Discord. I think in this every phase is very important for every NFT project. But mostly we find the post-minting part is the weak point. So in our post-minting phase, we provide a wallet login. We provide show you NFT profile, and you could also ask the users to stake NFT or use the NFT voting. So it will help them to lower their marketing and community budget there. So in the next part, why we do this? Why does this matter? Because we think the NFT big bang is coming. In our opinion, the NFT will be the personal data future. Is the answer for that. And in the second part, we think Ethereum could be the identity layer for the NFT based that. And currently, it's a new world, and we enter a new virtual economy world. Old digital goods, such as the music and such as the photos, identities, articles, all of these things will be based on NFT in the future. So under this situation, the NFT creation will be faced an explosion. So that's why we do these things. In next part, because we have already launched our Collectify OS for a short period, but although in this very short period, we have over 400,000 users there, and many different projects such as Mass Wallet, Element, SW domains, like this kind of projects also choose to cooperate with us because they find when they use us, when they do giveaway or when they do create, it will be easier or have lower budget for them. And currently we have already support many different public chains such as Ethereum, Polygon, BNB Chain, Aptos, Uptron, Solana. And I think in the future we could support more when more NFT creators ask for that. So in next part, I will show our these our partners, and I will also show the demos of that. The first one, I think I will show the NFT smart contract creation. You could see how to create in minutes, although you didn't know any code of that. This is a create content. From this part, you just enter the things. Yes. It's very easy to do that. Just your name, your ID, and the total amount you want to select, and select mint date. Just do not use that things yet. Just upload your logo and enter the description. You could also add your social media links here. It's finished, just here 1 minute. And this is create a mint. And you may think how to create the metadata here. So next part I will show the metadata part. The metadata collection, as we know, most the collection part is similar. So we provide the simple samples, and you could to change some only part of your own, because that's like name, amount, numbers. It's very easy. You just create that. That will be a new NFT metadata create collection. This is also just 1 minute. So you now need to hire another expert, and it's also reduce the security issues. Next part I will to show the NFT marketplace. After all the NFT collection you have created, you need a NFT marketplace for yourself, and so that will ask the people to use your own NFT marketplace. Do not need to external one, so you could control your own revenue and your own royalties. So you just use these things in Collectify. It also have the sample to do that, and you could choose different tokens, any Ethereum or other ERC tokens you want to use. You just add your own address. It's finished, and you could enter that, use that. It's very easy. That's for the NFT marketplace part. And in the next one, I will show the portal demo. This is in the post-mint part. When you have your NFT and you have NFT marketplace, so how to do the community part in our Collectify. This is the portal. You could to create a portal by yourself. This is another NFT. We change another view. This is also a sample for the NFT marketplace, but they choose to use ERC20 token, not your own. The last one is the portal symbol. In this portal, we will show that how you log in. You use wallet to log. So so you could see how to this address has this NFT. So I could to ensure the people join our community has our NFT, not other people. So when you release any comments, it's from the community users, not the one who didn't have it, or they just give us scammer things. It could reduce that, and the people could use this NFT in the portal to do the other things. This is the options you could set. You could ask them to do what the things you want. Okay, that's the thing. Thank you. Just show how to use that, or how to in a minute to run your business in Collectify. The one stop very easy. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, judges, please go ahead. Any questions or clarifications? Yeah. Okay, while the judges are scoring, just a FYI, so we overran for a minute there. We had an issue with our bell. So all correct, you'll get 1 extra minute, 11 minutes. So we'll do at 5-1-0 against it. Yeah, after your first 6 minutes.
Can I ask one question? Can you go to the real system and give me whatever blockchain browser to show me the MTB created. So if I want to verify, right, if this MT is really on chain or not. So how can I verify?
Just use the normal method. When you create by the Collectify, you will have the contract, and you could search this contract on the blockchain.
Okay, so by the contract address.
Yes,
Mary
we have
will
the
be
contract.
coming, so just
Oh,
6 all the way.
Is this one on Platon? Not yet. On Platon or
We didn't have Python now,
Okay.
but if many Python NFT creator ask for that, we could support it very soon, because as we support many different EVM chains.
yeah, it's EVM compatible. Or it's on Ali Cloud. You think?
Currently, we have a part of that.
Fine, yeah.
Hard, oh.
I'd like to know all of the smart contract creations and the NFT minting is from all of the private key owned by you, or owned by the collective side, right?
Yes, this owned by Collectify, but when you create that, it's the Collectify and your own project name and your own project address, because the owner address will be your own, like I shown that.
Yeah, so just 6 minutes. Is it 6 minutes, 10 minutes, 11-0?
Currently, who are the competitors?
Other competitors, I think we have some competitors in different phase, because we do all these 3 phases. We see other projects do maybe one phase in giveaway or in minting, but we didn't see any other project do all of these things, especially the post-mint part for the portal like this part here. Because most NFT projects, I think they use Discord to do that, but the Verify or the other things is not on chain, and they didn't provide these kind of functions I mentioned before.
Yeah, I saw you have a pretty big user base already.
Yes.
Do you have a number, for example, how many NFT been minted already, and how many the kind of the transaction making?
Transaction making.
How many? Just the.
I'm
just
not
a
sure,
rough-
but for
rough-
the NFT minting, I think has already over. Let me check, because we have many. 30,000.
Yeah, that's why I want to see the blockchain browser. So if you are working on whatever blockchain already, right? So on the browser from your contract, there must be a list of transactions already there.
Yes, but I think because we have many different phases. The first phase is giveaway. On this giveaway, most like the Verify you account, it's just like a giveaway tools. This part will have many users. This is not on chain, but the NFT minting is on chain. Like mass words, injective, many different badge, or other open matter badge, like this kind of thing. They are do the NFT minting part. I think it has already over 30,000 NFT.
Yeah, because in the parameter or in the factors, we are trying to verify there are source code, etc. Right? There is a very like
Yes,
real stuff. So if you have this Explorer, we can see the contract address. If it's Ethereum, you can display the source code easily, right?
Yes.
And if it's on GitHub, etc., for example, all of that, so we can make us more easy to verify.
Yes, if it's asked for that, I will send to the host later. It's okay. We have the GitHub data there.
Final question, just to wrap up from the judges.
I'd like to know what is the revenue model of Collectify.
I like to see many different hackathon judges ask this kind of questions. Currently, we are free because this is the first stage of the product. We want to attract more different users to use us, and in the future, I think maybe we could have we could release adaptive pass or this kind of things like the premium, because I think someone will think premium is our competitor, but I think it's different because they just do some part of that. They don't have all the parts we do. So I think currently we are totally free, but in the future we think we could release adaptive pass, and we could also do things in the customer part, ask some fee, yes, but currently we don't have.
Okay, Vivek, thank you very much. Judges, please go ahead and go into your scores. The next project coming on will be ERM Labs, will be coming up. Darius. Okay, so just a reminder, the projects will have an extra 1 minute, so the time will be at 6 minutes. You have your first bell for 5:10. Okay.
All right. Cool.
Whenever you are ready.
Yeah, sure. Let me get started. I'm Darius. I'm an advisor to this project, so I'll be representing the team to share about ERM Labs. I want to just set up some high-level context. So some of the key achievements we have, we are already backed by the Sandbox, but the game maker fund, and the founder has also acquired 100% stake in a award-winning game studio, also recognized by the Sandbox, and also we have signed back-to-back contracts with 10 escape room partners that have access to about 6.6 million bookings. So we are expecting about 30% conversion based on our contracts. So we will be able to onboard like about 1.3, 1.5 million users to our project on the very maybe 12 months after our launch. Okay, some of the statistics that we have is that we are aiming to become the largest owner of these metaverse escape rooms IPs. We have already accumulated about 9 million plus accumulated players. The space is going to be huge, and we are expecting about 46 million revenue from Web 2 and Web 3. Yep, so next slide. Alright, so on this slide, I just want to highlight some of the market pain points about Web 2.0 escape rooms. So first, it's a CapEx heavy industry, whereby you're throwing a lot of CapEx, the ROI is not great. And I think we have already spoken to one of the operator. Actually, during the COVID season, I think this operator actually managed over 100 franchise escape rooms, and of which they have shut down many, more than 90% to only 10 throughout this drastic situation. So there's a lot of underlying risk after you trade a lot of CapEx. So, and the existing Web 2.0 escape rooms, actually they don't really use much of the latest technologies such as VR, IR, and AR. So, and also, the players, they don't really have a means to contribute. Let's say they have ideas, they can't really spin it off into one, from a virtual one to a physical one, and they can't really do that. And fourth, because of the physical restriction, we have set up the physical pop-up store or this escape room. You can't really, there's a scalability issue. It costs a lot, so it doesn't really make sense. So what we have come up with is we have tried to bring everything on board onto the Web3, into some of the metaverse, and the revenue multiples improve drastically. And also we have also incorporated a lot of tech. We have a map editor, we have a creator toolkit. So anyone can use our creator toolkit, drag and drop, and create their own metaverse across several platforms. For example, Minecraft, Roblox, Decentraland, and also Sandbox. So it's going to be fully open source. We believe that open source is going to be the way to go. And thirdly, we are going to have global IPs, and also, of course, a tokenomics model to fully support user content, generated content.
And lastly, we believe that with such an approach, we are able to capture a wider audience globally. Next. Okay, I think on this slide, I just want to highlight that the escape room entertainment industry is really huge. We are looking at a TAM of about $2.8 billion with about more than 100 million players. And we believe via our approach, which is online, offline, and also offline, online integration, and also like an open UGC tokenomics approach, we can disrupt this industry and capture a much larger market share. So we have already, earlier I already mentioned that we have already collaborated with 10 partners, and of which I just want to highlight Escape Laboratory. I think they own more than 100 franchise escape rooms globally. So, and of which I already said that I think they have a aggregated amount of 6.6 million players. So based on our back-to-back contracts, we believe that we are able to convert 30% Web2 users to Web3, and so this is our general approach. Yeah. I just want to give a very brief overview of our business model. We have an O2O integration. We have our exclusive IP licensing to safeguard interest. We could have further launch community fundraising pools to bootstrap new ideas, spinning it off into experimental pop-up escape rooms in the physical world and also one in the virtual world. So creating like a positive feedback loop. And on the decentralized business models, we have our tokenomics, our economics, our token utility, community fundraising pools, creator toolkit, etc. So of course, we have also worked alongside our a lawyer to make sure that everyone's interest is properly safeguarded via our NFT IP approach. And of course, we are also making good use of our decentralized infrastructure. Although we are initially will be launching on the sandbox, eventually we are targeting to be like a multiverse. Next slide, please. Yeah, so next slide, please. All right, so yeah. So on the left, you see like a gameplay video on the sandbox, while on the right, we are trying to launch it as well on the Meta tree. So that's by Meta. So yeah, so as I think some of the points have already been highlighted. So for example, we have a UGC tokenomics, we have a creator toolkit, whereby there will be like an ING system, editor map, a library. So you can, players are freely open to make use of whatever they have to come up with whatever to spur creativity and come up with like a virtual escape room. And from there, if everything goes well, through governance voting, we could come out with a community fund and bootstrap one in the physical world. And of course, I mean, everyone, IPs and legal rights, they are properly safeguarded. So there will be back-to-back contracts. And of course, we are also tapping onto like Web 2.0, our real-life escape room partners, to make sure that we are able to put everything into real in the physical world. All right. This slide sets out how, from the Web 2, one player can be converted into a Web 3. So in the Web 2, so for example, I will go to like a RELP, which is a real life escape room. I can purchase a ticket, go and play the physical escape room. Then there could be like a O2O integration, whereby I will be earning off points at what we call SPs from playing the physical one, and then I will be able to go to the Web3 space, convert that points into our governance tokens. So that is a little bit of play-to-earn mechanics over here. And from the Web3, after they created a wallet, they are ready to make use of our platform utilities, and be more involved in their UGC content, make use of our ING systems, and of course, you can further go and play to earn, play to own within our ecosystems. And lastly, we also, of course, I mean, everything is safeguarded by our IPs. And of course, I think the last step is to do like a community fundraising, and we can speed it off into like a pop-up store in the physical world, and the revenue will be shared across every single NFT holders. Okay, next slide. Okay, next slide, sorry. Yeah, okay, next let me talk a little bit about the team. So the founder is Wing. So Wing has about 8 years of experience in strategic marketing. She's also owner of the studio, and she has been in the space being an entrepreneur for the past 8 years. So Alan and Josh, they are the game developer and escape room designer recognized by the Sandbox. So they have a ton of experience in working in the gaming industry and also designing escape rooms. So Sibu, who is the CTO, he's the lead developer over at Startware. So currently he's the acting CTO in charging of the app development. Yanke, I think he's managing multiple communities in the Web3 space, and notably I think he's also managing the Azuki Community Club in Australia. So that's why I think we have one of our collaboration with Azuki. We will be doing like an exclusive series in terms of avatars and virtual escape room for them. And of course, we also have Han on the group. He's an ex-CMO at Hapathon. He's also ex-McKinsey. All right, we are looking to raise 1.6 billion. And based on our current runway with 800K, I think our 800K, so we have a runway of about 8 months without conducting this fundraise purely based on the original owner equity fund contribution. So we are looking to raise another 1.6. We have a 600K soft commitments. And this is our roadmap. Ideally, I think we are looking to launch in Q3 this year. We are looking to do like an NFT sales, which should bring around about 1.6 million proceeds to extend our runway. So, and moreover, I think we are trying to come out with some of the toolings on the back end, our SDK to further develop and allow users to help to develop the ecosystems and bootstrap it on an open source manner. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
That's nice. Alright, thank you, Yaren. Judges, any questions for Darius?
I will start questions.
Yeah.
You mentioned the IP protection.
Yeah.
So there are lots of good IP. So there is physical one and Web 2.1 and Web 3.1, right?
Yeah.
So the physical one do have a conflict interest with you. So you are bring things to Web 3, then the physical one will lost interest, right? So what
Okay,
would
actually,
that be?
the IP will be held by the NFT holders. So they could be collaborating with the real life escape room partners. So there will be a back-to-back contract signed. Yeah, so the IP will forever be held by the NFT holders. We keep it that way. Yes. So we are building. I think this helps to mitigate risk. So for example, we already bootstrap a lot of traction with the virtual idea of it. There's a lot of users. Then it's bound to make sense to create one the physical one. So risk is a lot of risk mitigation has been factored in. Yeah. Alright.
And then how you come up with all these numbers? 9 million plus accumulated players, 15K.
I think that is the TAM. We have already sized the thing out. We have also, based on our statistics, we have worked alongside many real life escape room partners, and these are the statistics that we have collated. Yes.
Based on their players.
Yeah. They do have a more profound understanding of how the entire industry works.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty complicated and interesting challenge.
Yes.
The physical one, the Web 2.1 and Web 3.1, the governance and how to make profit. So quite complicated.
Yes.
You guys done pretty good work, well rounded. Do you think this 1.6 million will be enough to deliver the service to the company?
At least to bootstrap for the start. We can, I think, with our NFT sales and this 1.6 million, I think we could easily extend our runway for at least for the next 2 good years. I think we already launched our alpha product, our test kit, our creator development kit. We are looking to launch our beta 1 in April. So we already have a ready product. That's why I think we are asking for a valuation based on a pre-money valuation of 32 million. And yes, I think that's sufficient runway for us. Back to your first question, the team actually originated this idea because based on the survey, one of the questions asked was actually we were trying to understand, is there a market for people to bootstrap their own ideas virtually? Actually there is. 10 out of 10 actually, out of a survey which has about more than 300 respondents, actually shared that they are very, very keen to come up with their own idea of their escape rooms, and all of them are actually very, very active, real life escape room players. So yeah.
Okay, final questions. If not, we'll move on to the next project.
Hey guys, on Alibaba.
That's a very good question. Not yet. Yeah. But we'll make good use of the credits for sure. If you want to get it, yeah.
Yeah, because Hapathon I not yet.
All right. Thanks.
Okay, Darius, thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Okay, we'll go into our next project, which is Glory Games. Yeah. Okay, you have 11 minutes. We'll do the timers at 6,
Nice
10. Okay, good. Let's go.
Thanks, everyone. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me here. Glory Games, right? So basically, we started with AR VR game engine. It's compatible to Unity. But instead of doing cooling, we wanted to answer a few questions. Mainly, if you talk to Web2 friends, the thing you want to ask them sometimes is they ask you is like, why do I want to mint NFTs? What's the value behind NFTs, right? I don't trade. If you ask me to go into Web3 and go into a DEX, like, what do I do there? Okay, even if I trade, all this risk. So, what we wanted to bring to the table was a game which you can socialize as a community. You can bring people to understand Web3 basically, right? So, what we're doing is actually, if I summarize it, it's something like a digital treasure hunt, right? So you play a game and you get to know Web3. So I think you can move to the next slide. Just a quick summary, we finished posting the MVP demo, which is something like I would say in short, like a Pokemon part, which is the treasure hunt aspect. Last year we won the Hapathon modal as well, the first one. We just grew to a community of 20K, we minted out NFTs on ETH and NEAR. We built it based on the engine, which is Unity compatible. As well we did the pre-seed round, looking for a seed round now. I think we can move to the next one. So our vision is to allow in a post-COVID world where people are revenge traveling to play a game and collect assets, to understand what exactly is digital assets on Web3. Right? So in this sense, we are actually creating assets and characters that people can collect as they travel in different countries. And in that way, we want to accelerate Web3 adoption and digital adoption. I think we can move to the next slide. So I think here is here's something that came in. You can play the video. Yeah, so basically, you walk around, you can hunt for pets, you can get treasures. It's distance-based and geocache-based. And then, the pets that you play, that you gather, you can, 3 pets and a main character you can use to versus characters in the story or versus other players, right? So we have a free-to-play and, like the degen, pay-to-play betting kind of sense. So we have 2 tiers. They're all going to be based on mobile and desktop as well. And then one of the ways that we are going to do a bit more viral is on the AR sense. We'll be doing geocaching world events throughout the markets that we are going to be launching with. So in that sense, if you can expect like Christmas seasons, we will have different world events that players can go to certain landmarks to play and engage together. So that's kind of like a mechanism that we use to, we can move to the next slide, to introduce, what everything, Web3 is about. You can collect, play through the game, right? You can then, with the characters that you collect, you can play like a Tamagotchi, you can engage with them 5 minutes a day. As a relationship status, you can then bring it to in-game, so that helps you, that is more obedient. You can move to the next slide. And basically the characters, the concepts are all like this, right? 3 pets and a main avatar. We can move to the next slide. And basically this is the whole structure of the project that we built on Social Fi. So in playing a game on AR geolocation, for example in lunchtime, okay, then you load the app, you discover a treasure, right? The treasure may contain a discount code for a ramen store nearby lunch. Then you say, hey, okay, based on that, let's just check out the store, right? The ramen store. So the ramen store wise is something like a loyalty discount. You can claim the voucher then. If we onboard them as a partner, they are able to maybe even mint their character IPs onto the game. Right? That's the end collaboration, the end goal that we're looking to do. But even if they don't, it's okay, right? They can even just offer discounts on our platforms, right? And then it's as a means for people to discover their chain. And for us to bring value, to bring traffic and sales to them. But for them, they can onboard with us either as discounts, or they can have a little bit more IP driven, which is their mascot. So we're looking at a bit more of the curated brands to work with in the long run, right? So in any case, we have the mechanism that will add value to the merchants, right? Users, we don't care whether it's free to play, pay to play, they are able to add value because we bring them to merchants in the game, right, to the game, and then from here as a loyalty discount, we are able to onboard. So at this wave now, we see the more forward-looking merchants, they are only accepting maybe stable coins or maybe ETH, right, for payments. Right? The question is, how can we involve a greater pool of people into Web3, right? And the thing is like, okay, no-brainer is loyalty discount, right? The value we bring is traffic, right? With that, we can expand and scale them, right, with your IP into the game, right? So next slide. So it's a bit of a game first thing that we do. So the three types of players that we look at, right? They're casual people who may not be into competitive gaming, although we are more in the PvP league type. You can collect the assets and then you can earn rewards, right? A bit more for very casual, hyper casual players. For very people who like competitive play, then you can form your team, right? So there's a free to play on the AR app, right? And then competitive wise, you have to mint the pets, right? Next slide. Right, so everybody who plays will get a very super comment. They can mint it for free. It's an open funnel. And if you choose to be more competitive, you actually have to spin a gacha. If you look at how mobile games have evolved, right? They evolved to free to play and then you monetize by in-game assets. That's actually the same way that we do in gacha. Next slide. And through the game, we actually move people to do questing, right? 1 day versus 3 players, right? And then you can also contribute LP and learn to trade. So what we're doing is building a bridge into Web 2 and 3, onboarding people, and then getting them to know, like gamifying the journey as well as trade. So in this way, we are a platform that brings together both community and merchants, right? Traffic there, and then moving down into Web 3. So that we have DEX options on them. So there's actually a revenue system built throughout the funnel. And this is actually one of the in-world, the in-game graphics of how it's going to be. I think we move to the next slide. So we are chain agnostic in the long run, but we are strategic with partnering with Polygon and Near. In that sense, through a game, right, the reason is like if you are ETH maxi, why would you want to explore other chains? Like everything is there, right? If you use Arbitrum, why should I use like another L2 or Boa? So what we do through a game is we partner the ecosystem, we will create unique characters. These characters bring a different meta, right? So Polygon ETH is like magical characters, and then Near is like cyberpunk characters that have different stats. So in that way, through a game, we introduce people from Web 2 to Web 3, bigger chains and small chains, right? Because then it's not always giving out rewards. We can actually gamify and storyfy it. At the back end, of course, the engine reads the wallets to know what assets they have. Also, there's a DEX, so we kind of monetize every interaction through that. You can move to the next slide, and then so the whole premise is this, right? Collect, play, earn. You in the real world AR side, you can go to the Pokestops, you can do geolocation distance, you can play the game. We move you into like the next interaction, PvP, questing, yield farming, LP, trading, and then earn, right? In this sense, we are working, bringing free-to-play, pay-to-play players to real merchants, right? Getting them in through payment acceptance, easy use of wallets. Because then you just register an email and then you get a smart wallet. In that way, we will then broaden the growth through an ecosystem for creators. Right? In the long run, we're not just going to do our own characters after phase 3. Right? So that's kind of the whole gist of it. I think we can move to the next slide. There are two worlds here. We have the free-to-play that you can just play. You can interact with merchants. You can treasure hunt. You can pet bond. You can still versus, and then if you are more degen, of course that's how you will gamify it. We will then move people into the digital world, which is the Web3 world, which you can earn, PvP, you can yield farm. There's a marketplace. Of course we have the story mode, and then the long run, because we are an engine, we just will be onboarding other merchants and players and creating. We're not going to use our own assets in the long run. We're just going to welcome communities on board. That's kind of the scalability part. So I think we can move to the next slide. I think that's all for the pets. We are sort of an ecosystem enabler. I call it, we've done template 1. Template 1 is to make sense of a funnel user journey wise. Right? And we're going to scale using the engine. We're going cross-chain, using the DEX as well. And I think that's a social-fi way of growing. I think the last slide for the next one is actually, this is the whole user journey funnel. Free to play, what we call the outer realms. They create a wallet just by registering an email. There is a wallet interaction that we move them to PvP, right? They mint the pets, they can yield farm, they can DEX, right? And then the more we get up here, we are able to drive more traffic and value with the merchants that we onboard. So kind of like, in each step we're actually monetizing it. I think that's all. Can you move to the next slide? So I think that is the demo that we currently can play on Android. It's geolocation and distance based for now. So I think just end here.
Yeah. You want to play the video?
You can skip to maybe the middle part and see.
Yeah, so we'll play the video and closing.
Yeah. Sure. This one is just a proof that that it is doable. It's really got the mechanics. You just build it on the engine. It doesn't take us very long because it's the back end. If you go, actually the next slide shows it, but with no time, I'll just summarize. Through the engine, creators can actually upload their 3D assets and we can create an AR environment for them. We currently work with certain attractions for that in a Web2 company. But on the VR side, the in-game side, even if you are going to do a Decentraland, right, and the rest, in a few clicks you can upload that and we're able to make that game mode, right? So, but we don't do the tooling because the tooling by itself has no value, right? So that's all I want to just close with this. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Jeremy. Okay. Judges, any questions for Glory Games?
Yeah, let's quickly go through it. So for this kind of game, you have to decide which part is on-chain, which part is off-chain, right?
Yes.
So can you tell me what's the policy?
Everything to do, so okay, I guess we have different parameters. The once they register an account, they already have a Web3 wallet. But nothing is minted unless they decide to mint the characters together. From there, it's already on-chain. For the game part, right? On-chain is only when we need to read their wallets. Everything that is in-game is not going to be on-chain unless it involves assets. The assets could be NFTs and tokens. right? So in that way, actually, the game engine is able to handle a lot of all these irrelevant things that we don't need to put on chain. Only if they start to mint or they upgrade their NFTs, sell it, or they interact with the DEX that is on chain. So I think that's the efficient way to do it. Yeah.
How many users do you have?
We posted the demo. We have about 3,000 downloads. We currently haven't we didn't enable a safe data. I mean, we only raised a very minimal sum. We didn't even raise seed. We built it with PC. I mean, we have the engine. It's not something like we built from scratch, but so we grew the community just by doing NFTs and then getting them to be able to play the demo. We have not allowed safe data because that's going to eat into the cost. But that's the next phase that we are looking to do. Finish this round, and then we will do the PvP and the DEX so that we can get our first 20,000 users.
All the users is on different like not Alibaba and Platon, it's on the existing like a Polygon, etc. It's already near.
We have a relationship with the foundations. It's flagship there because our communities are I guess strategic. We already grew that, but in the long run, it's going to be agnostic. It's just we're just like a bridge to enable people to make sense of Web3. Yeah. Because I think what we're trying to solve is we look at DeFi's. There's so many DeFi's, and everybody's just cloning each other. For us, is being able to cut through the noise, and the value proposition is bringing the users, merchants, and tell them in easy steps, this is what you can do. In the long run, it's just partnering with retailers and different projects to grow.
Yeah, so this one is very close to the Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So were you involved in the Pokemon Go in the past?
We have helped companies develop similar types of mechanics, different types of AR geolocation games, and VR as well. We were not in the Pokemon team. Everything that you see here, we spent the last 6 months doing original characters.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
not Pokemon.
No. So we spent quite some of our pre-seed money doing assets.
Are you guys on Ali Club?
Not yet. We haven't posted. We didn't raise a lot of funds to move on to like posting it and then going. Yeah, we're definitely happy to look into Ali Cloud and post.
Yeah, this present, I haven't seen any. So from blockchain infra point of view, I don't trust anything. You telling me you're on chain, which I don't trust, right? You need to show me the transaction, whatever happens on chain. So that's one thing I'm willing to say. Would it be easy to show me the blockchain transaction?
For the game interactions?
Okay.
We have not allowed people to save and level up their assets yet, so that will be the next phase.
Okay, so now it's a kind of Web 2.
Now you can download and play it, but it's native in the phone.
Right. It's a Web 2 right now. So it's about to upgrade to Web 3.
Yeah, we need the funds to do that.
Very well.
Okay, any final questions before we wrap up? We'll go into intermission after this for a short break.
Just one question.
Yeah.
Did you ever consider to adopt AIGC, some kind of technology to gain?
Definitely. We are speaking with a lot of other partners with innovations that can it can solve a lot of onboarding issues. So currently, I think some of the things that we're looking at cross-chain wallet, which will solve a lot of the non-EVM things as well. So yeah, we're all actively looking for some of these solutions that can. I think one of the challenge is moving assets across bridges in different wallets, but we did find some partners who have new innovations that allows that. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Jerry. Okay, so I don't have a project. I'm here to announce the intermission. Yeah, so for everybody, thank you for your attention, and for the projects after this, I'll just announce the next slots. So in order after this, we'll be going to Help and Grow, and then Lighthouse Storage, and then Exhibits, and then that will be, then after that we'll have any other of the projects who are coming in a bit later. But for now, we have a 15-minute intermission. Judges, thank you so much for your patience and everything so far. Please come back by 3 o'clock, and we should be good. So again, reminder, you can go up to level 2. We'll take out some drinks and everything for people to hang out. But if not, we'll see you all back here at 3. Okay, thank you everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back everyone to the second half of the Hapathon stream. We will be continuing the project showcase for our second half. So all the judges are back. So I would like to introduce the next project. Again, so it's 11 minutes with timers at 5 minutes, 1 minute and 0. So please welcome Help and Grow for the next showcase.
Hi everyone, I'm Iris from Help and Grow community. So first let me introduce a little bit about our community. Actually it contains like around 500 people in Singapore and locally. So we'll have some regular events, offline events for the community members to meet in Singapore. And we have already like held around 15 events likely in Singapore. So today I'll be presenting a tool that we developed for the DAO member offline data. Okay, so it will be around 3 parts. The first part is how we can contribute to DAO community. We'll take SEDA as an example because we have already have collaboration with them, and our team leader is actually the city connector of the SEDA community. And the second part will be introduced like what we have already achieved in our minimal variable product. And lastly is our next plan for to do for our product. Yeah. So first part. Next slide. So as I think most of us already know there's a proof of attendance protocol already on the market, in the market. However, we identified some pain points of it. So firstly is that although the proof can prove that the DAO members participate in an event, however, it lacks of the records of the members' interactions and meet inside the events. And it doesn't have a very good on-chain records of this kind of data currently. However, we think that they are very important to the evaluation and also the recognition of the contribution of the DAO members. So that's why we come up with another protocol, like from document the attendance, we will shift it to document the participation. And we also think another pain point is that the DAO members' current evaluations does not recognize the contribution of the event organizers as well. And there is a lack of support of the optimization of the DAO offline activities and the motivation of the event organizers. So if we, instead of just recording the attendance, we record the participation and the interactions between the members, we think there are many benefits. First of all, it will strengthen the participation of the DAO members and encourage them to get know with each other in offline activities. And secondly, it will enhance the initiative of the DAO offline activity organizers to help more meaningful and fruitful events regarding like Web3 sharing sessions. Yeah. And thirdly, the accumulation of the data will provide more reference for the governance and the empowerment of the DAO. And this is a flowchart of our overall design. So at first, if the participants want to go to an event, they will the event host will first issue a POAP NFT for them. So here we still include the POAP because we think our protocol is not completely like a completely replacement of it. It more like a complementary tools for the current POAP protocol. And after the participants coming to the events, they can scan a QR code that will generate a POAP NFTs for them to record the attendance. And after that, during the networking sessions inside the events, they will also using this same QR code to see all the attendance list of these events. And if they see someone who is very popular or someone who have already well known in this community, he can like approach this person and they can upload or join pictures, take a selfie and mint it as a SBT, and this is our home SBT, and it will automatically airdrop to the other members. And for this part, we are built on the Polygon blockchain, as it will reduce the gas fees and provide like higher speed for the transactions. And after that, we hope that our Pope SBTs can have a good linkage with our original like Pope NFTs, and in total they can be used to better acknowledge the attendance and also the event organizers inside the DAO ecosystems. And the interactions we want to cache inside this design is like we can provide reviews, likes, and tips between the participants, and we can also give suggestions and comments to the organizers, and also that the participants can also provide like suggestions for the venues, giving like tips, likes, and also some suggestions for the whole event. And this is a CDAO that we are currently collaborating with, and so we also identify a pain point for them is that the DAO members inside CDAO, they lack of interesting ways to attract new people offline in a short period of time, and also the contribution of existing members to invite the new partners to CDAO is hard to trace. So in order for us to come up with more interesting ways for them to trace the invitations of new members, you can see inside this graph. So imagine that you are a CDAO members. If you meet a new a friend in an activity that is very interested in Web3, and you want to invite him to join the CDAO, you can use our home SBT and our protocols to upload or join pictures to serve it as a record on the blockchain. And after that, after the event is done and the new joiners actually he joins the CDAO after a while, it can you can use this record to prove that you are the one that invite these persons to the communities, and this will definitely help you to get more reward points in the CDAO ecosystem. Yeah. So actually this is currently the CDAO's website, and as you can see that there are already covers 10 cities all over the world, and they already have 25 offline events happening. And we think that because Web3 is inherently global and travel already recovers from the pandemic, the DAO members, they can travel to different cities and to meet new people nowadays. If we can record all these spontaneous meetings of the DAO members on chain and include them into the assessment of the DAO participation to some extent, it will well encourage the DAO members to communicate and cooperate with each other, and also help the city contact persons to record the visiting CDAO members more efficiently. So I'll next part I will demonstrate what we already achieved. So inside this flowchart, all the parts that is in red are our current achievements. So we enables the whole process of generating and minting POM SVTs for the users. Yeah. And if you are interested, you can use this QR code to scan. But we'll also have a video to demonstrate it, so maybe I can show it in the next few slides. So actually this is the first CDAO meetups that we use our minimal variable product to facilitate the whole process of them. And there are like 30 to 50 people attending our events. Yeah. And next slide. Yeah, so maybe can help me to no need the audio because the audio is previously recorded in Chinese. So if you can see, this will be the QR code that will be presenting as the front desk of the events. And after the participants entering the event venues, they can use their phones to scan, and it will automatically link to our MVP product. Yeah, so this will be the main page of our product. So you can just use your registered emails to check in. So there will be 3 options, like claim the pro NFTs, view the attendance list, and you can also view the event images and videos. Yeah. And we can just yeah. So if you view the attendance list and find someone you are very interested, you can just click here and it will direct you to this page, and you can just upload the image or like take a selfie with these persons. And after that, this photo will be you can mint it and send to this person directly as a record. And moving forward, because the time is 10 minutes, so I will just say that moving forward, that we want to integrate with more Web 2 and Web 3 social platforms. For example, like the Telegram and the WeChat, and we want to use like some Web3 wallets such as the Unipass, which can lower the barriers of people to join our events.
Yeah. You go ahead. I can just wrap up. Yeah, can finish.
Okay. So that's the basic what I want to share.
Okay. Thank you, Iris and Help and Grow. Judges, anything for Iris?
So maybe can help me to scroll a bit down because still have a bit. Yeah. So maybe in the last slide. Yeah. So this is our like future plans. So we actually serve as the middle layers between the entry points, like such as the Web2 social tools, non-custodial wallet, and some Web3 events, education, marketing tools. And we hope that with all these designs, we can provide more data points for like social graph, DID, and info data research in the future.
What chain are you guys build on?
Polygon.
Polygon?
Yeah.
Why not Plata?
Yeah. That would be a good question.
Yeah, because
Okay. No.
Why not Alibaba Cloud?
yeah, actually this is like the first chain that we successfully integrate. So moving forward, we will definitely use more chains to use it. It's just the Polygon is actually not very. It's just using it as an example. So moving forward, we'll definitely integrate to more and more chains.
And the cloud,
Yeah, and cloud. Yeah.
as soon as possible.
So you guys are on Alibaba or not?
Actually, are we using any cloud service? Since this is our technical team members.
You guys
Are
using
we-
Alibaba?
AWS.
For now, we don't use AWS now. We use Vertical because we use Next.js as front-end technology. So we use technology from Vertical.
Yeah.
How many users?
So no cloud yet.
No cloud.
We will take AliCloud into consideration.
Okay. There's options to actually use it.
So how many users do you guys? How
So
many users? Do you have?
just now we already showed that the first offline events we help for the CDAO, and around like 50% attending our events and using our
That is how many people?
50.
50% of 50 people.
Not yet. Yeah. But you're next.
Yeah, so that event was in Alibaba.
Yeah, the event was sponsored by Alibaba.
You physically moved it and
Yeah.
event happened in Alibaba. Very interesting.
Yeah, actually our community has a lot of, we have already built a very good network in Singapore and with Alibaba.
Always Alibaba. I haven't used them yet.
Haven't for now. Like if they would like to provide us some promotion source, yeah, we'll definitely use it. Yeah.
Use them.
Okay, we have a bit more time. Any more questions? If not, we'll go to the next one. Okay, I think that we can. Oh.
Yeah, I'm a little bit curious about the help and growth. So this is a DAO, and help and growth, the target audience. What are the target audience?
Like people living in Singapore who are interested in Web3, and we will invite some of because some of our members are also like professionals in the Web3 industries. We will ask them to help us to do some events to share some knowledge in their industry.
So it's more on the Web3 education front.
Yeah.
Not really show us the source code so far. Nobody showed. No.
The source code.
Yeah, I think it's in the submission.
Yeah, in the submission.
In the submission. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. So help and grow. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
We'll call it for you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Next will be Nandit from Lighthouse. Yeah, it's coming in. After this is the last one, yeah. Excellent. Oh no. No, they say they're coming. Oh, okay, so they should we start? Yeah, okay, sorry, give us a second. Okay, yeah, so you have 11 minutes. So let me get the stopwatch back up. Okay, good to go.
Hello, hey everyone. My name is Nandit and my project is Lighthouse. So Lighthouse, we are building perpetual storage on Filecoin. What does that mean is like Google Drive or iCloud, you have to pay those providers every month. But with Lighthouse, you can pay once and store your files long term or for forever. And there are 4 key properties at Lighthouse that makes it great for Web3 storage. Number 1 is persistence, that we ensure that your files are stored long term and have minimum number of replications. Second thing is tamper-proof and distributed nature, which we get from using IPFS and Filecoin underneath. Third is like with our fast speed, which we provide using our IPFS gateways that you can even use to stream 4K videos or store 3D assets. And the fourth is privacy, that you can use to store encrypted data and build token-gated applications. So underlying this pay one store forever model, we have this thing called as growth endowment pool, similar to how universities have endowment pools sustaining for hundreds of years. And this is like multi-chain deployed on most EVM-based chains and Solana. And this endowment pool accrues fees through various DeFi protocols like Aave, Compound. So like there is this Glyph, which is a staking pool on Filecoin virtual machine. So essentially via this governance mechanism, we can lend the buffer amount of our pool to DeFi protocols and earn interest on it. And the core purpose of that interest is to serve the perpetuity of your files, so it doesn't go out of that pool to any third entity, but to the pool itself. So as per our Lighthouse suite, we have 4 products. One is our Lighthouse Files, which is more like this Google Drive, Dropbox application built on our SDK itself. And the second one is Lighthouse SDK, which is like for developers, and it's like in Node.js and React.js, so you can integrate it into like backend, frontend, into framework of your choice. And again, for developers, we have this Lighthouse CLI, a good interface for developers as they like it. And the fourth is, as we call it, Lighthouse Covers, which is like our encryption tool, and it's open source on GitHub. So the cool thing about it is not just you can use it for Lighthouse storage, but you can use it for any other encryption, access control, and token gating as well. Yeah, so let's go through our demo. So this is like a bunch of screenshots, but this is like a Lighthouse Files app built on our SDK. So next. So you can like log in either through your email, MetaMask, EVM wallet, Solana, Google, GitHub, whichever login that you prefer. We saw like 30% of our users end up using even Web2 login options, while 70% of them prefer Web3 login options. And then after you log in, you can see all the files, and like you can upload a new file that could be encrypted file. So for example, this file has this unique IPFS CID, and without even going through us, you can run up your own IPFS node and get the files. And then it has these storage deals on the Filecoin network, which is live. So you can see, okay, which are the Filecoin miners storing your data, and then you get a hash on the EVM chain as a proof as well. Next. And like you can upload a file, upload a folder, you can upload a CID, and then we fetch it from another IPFS node. But yeah, like all of these things you can do from our SDK and backend as well. But we build this application on top of our SDK for a like good user experience. Like if you're not a developer, you can use this application. And then you can also turn on encryption as well. And supposedly, let's imagine like you want to token gate and show only a particular file to Pudgy Penguin NFT owners. So you'll take this contract address of Pudgy Penguin NFT, and then you can select the chain. Let's say Pudgy Penguin is on Ethereum, it's a ERC721, which is an NFT token, and then the balance method that you want to check that does a user has that NFT, then you can mention the Pudgy Penguin contract address here and mention more than equal to 1 or more than equal to 5, and then create access condition. Now without even sharing the private key to the file, if you just share the link to this file, and if a user satisfy the condition in their wallet, let's say if I own 3 Pudgy Penguin and that was the condition, I will be able to decrypt the file. So like this is the interface user sees when you share him the file. So he selects which wallet, or let's say MetaMask, so he'll select the EVM one, then sign from the wallet, and then the file is next slide. Then the file is decrypted only for them. So this happens without any centralized key management. Next slide. And yeah, as per our like closest competitor in the market right now, which is RV, they also offer pay one store forever. But one good thing we are doing is on the user experience side that you can pay in any fiat and any crypto on any chain, because RV is on its own separate chain. We are on EVM chain, so support most of the chains. Second thing is around data guarantees. We have better data guarantees, and they don't have any proof, so they have to make 15 replications of your files, while we can guarantee your data is there with just 3 applications because of this proof of space chain. And third is like our price range is around $0 to $2 a GB, depending on how many replications you want for permanent storage, and RV is quite fluctuating in the range of $2 to $60 a GB. Next slide. And yeah, like one thing is making it cheaper than RV model. We can like bring all their data onto Lighthouse, but currently on the Filecoin network, it is storing around 5,000 times the data of RV. But on Filecoin, you have to renew your storage deals with the miners after every period of time. So using Lighthouse, already we have a market to capture where this data can be stored on Lighthouse. Let's say a lot of these deals will go expire in next week, next month, or coming 6 months. And rather than doing deal renewals manually, Lighthouse can be used. And this is again like the initial market, but broaderly you can go towards like the Web2 market and capture like what Dropbox and Google Drive, so that end users need not pay again and again on a recurrent monthly basis. Next slide. So like OK Contract is one team which is already using Lighthouse. They built this NFT widget you can integrate into any site without writing a single line of code. And good thing about this integration is every user gets their own Lighthouse account. So let's say you implement OK Contract widgets in your website, your user will own all the data he mints through this widget, not OK Contract platform. So everyone owns their data. Next slide. And again with Ocean Protocol, they are like quite big, I think valued over 200 million. So they have this whole data and NFT data marketplace for AI assets and data sets. So they have also integrated to Lighthouse. This integration is already live. Next slide. And like with Syscoin, which is like another layer 1 blockchain, but this is a POC that we are doing with them, that to store all the Syscoin state data onto Lighthouse, and when that is done, we can like go to every layer 1 blockchain, let's say Polygon, Ethereum, Solana, and like back up all their state data onto Lighthouse. On the business model side, we have two ways to make money. One is on the protocol level, so whenever user stores a file, we can take some X percentage of that amount and that goes to a treasury. And second is on the enterprise SaaS model, like a traditional SaaS model where we can charge users on like couple of other features that they use around encryption, access control, our image optimization, which is like already live, and then let's say dev support, IPNS, etc. And then we do plan to have a token in the future. It's still work in progress, but it will do two things. One is like how in universities it's governed by a governance mechanism by their authorities. So our endowment pool will also be governed by this Lighthouse token. But again, like we won't be taking it as payments because we have to do payments to the Falcon miners. But parallelly, we plan to use this to also accrue value to the token by buying back burning tokens through the fees we earn when user stores, encrypts, or use bandwidth, all of those things. Next slide. Anyhow, like Falcon virtual machine that went live just this week. So we have already done like till step number 2. Step number 3 should be out even on Monday, but this is like a technical roadmap for coming 3 to 6 months. And yeah, I've been previously a software developer at Fleek and worked on Access Mutual, and then have been doing some open source projects like from last 3 years in Web3. And Ravish, my co-founder, he also built previously things on IPFS, ICP, various other blockchain stack, and we used to be together in our college. Next slide. And then again, like a team of mix of developers, front end, back end, operations, marketing. So yeah, next slide. And yeah, like we did a pre-seed back in April last year. We're backed by Longhash and GC Fengushi. Balaji is also one of our angel investors as well in this pre-seed. Next slide. And yeah, like for our seed round again, like last time when we were doing our pre-seed, we didn't have a product in the market. Now we have. It's like over. Like right now the market is towards developers, so it's like more than 5,000 developers, and then around I think I just checked 56,000 objects stored on Lighthouse. So our plan is to do another seed round right now, and then use it to scale our team and our BD and marketing efforts. Next slide. Yeah, that's it. Get in touch.
Oh,
thank you.
Nice. 10 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you, Nandit. Judges, anything for Lighthouse?
Hey, do you use any public cloud provider to store your data?
Yeah, so what happens is that right now to provide the right user experience, we do have some reliance on AWS as of now. But then even if as a user you don't want to go through that medium, you can go to Falcon miners directly because ultimately data is getting stored on them. But to provide the right user experience, we do use AWS at the moment. But we are flexible. Like I remember like some portion we also put on like GCP as well. So, but yeah, there is some reliance. And one thing that we are looking forward is like the encryption part that we showed. That could be very interesting because we use this interesting set of cryptography BLS threshold, and we are looking for a provider who can provide this like SVG hardware, like secure conclave. So if that we can get at any other cloud provider, we can like ship to them as well.
Maybe in the future you can consider Alibaba Cloud.
Yeah, definitely if we get some onboarding credits and like this SVG thing, if you have that, we'll be definitely love to explore it. Secure enclave.
I'm expecting Husky Capital with some questions, right? Because you're looking for new funding rather than 3 million. I want to ask on behalf so you mentioned your cost structure compared to another competitor. Your one is much more like reasonable or lower case.
Yeah.
How about the throughput and capacity? So when you're processing data, the user experience, as you mentioned, how was it? Its cost is lower, that's always, but how was the user experience?
Yeah, I think the user experience is quite good. Like again, I wanted to show a live demo, but it's like as I was saying, you can even stream like 4K videos out of it. So we're already seeing teams. The upload is quite fast, the download is also quite fast. I think the reason for lower cost is not on a trade-off of throughput. It's more like they use some game theory underneath, because of which they have to make 15 replications. And on our weave, a miner can come, take your file and go, like take rewards and go. With us, if a miner leaves, they have a huge economic penalty on them. So we can guarantee your data is there with just 3 miners, but they have to do like 15 replications. So, but at the moment there is no trade-off on the throughput. But again, like you can say that there is some reliance on centralized cloud to provide that right experience. But yeah, to provide it like totally decentralized down the line in the future, that might take some time, let's say a year or so.
I think you're the only one who mentioned enterprise, which means you trying to serve enterprise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, again with like Ocean Protocol, like one of our current clients, we also got like some decent amount from them, like 15K US dollars.
Ah, I see. Okay, okay. You are talking about the enterprise in Web3.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
I was
I
thinking about traditional enterprise, you might also have a chance to.
I think definitely, like we are already talking to a couple of folks. So like one key area where I see that it's quite untapped potential is around these agencies doing design work. So a lot of these agencies have to back up like 100 of TB of data every year because they did a lot of client work. They don't know where to store it. Should they pay every month to, let's say, one of these cloud providers? So that is where we can actually target these Web2 clients. But the key thing is we have to start from somewhere, and that's where we are right now with Web3.
It's a Web3 and more focused on the NFT style, so small amount of data distributed and frequent. If it's a GameFi, whatever, you need to access of this NFT, whatever, quite frequently.
Yeah, and this UI that I showed you, that we are also planning to make like a mobile app for that, because like as a user, like everyone's iPhone, it says that iCloud not backed up, pay me every month. So if we can get an option there, like mobile version to store data long term, so I think we do plan to have this consumer app, because that does two things. We also get good feedback on what features we should have, like building on our own SDK. Yeah, so that's work in progress.
One other question, you mentioned the data privacy and data ownership using CAVACH, K-A-V-A-C-H.
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you explain a little bit more about that one?
Yeah, so that is very interesting thing that we did is like we underlying use this thing called as BLS threshold cryptography. So what happens is when you store a file, there's a distributed key generation, like a random key is generated for that file, which is like the decryption key. And rather than that key being stored on a centralized server or even on the user end, it's split it across, let's say, 5 Lighthouse nodes. And then each of those 5 Lighthouse nodes run a piece of code to verify that do you have the access. So now what happens is, if I own that Pudgy Penguin, I sign from my wallet and that signature goes to all of these 5 nodes. And then each of these 5 nodes verify that, okay, do I have Pudgy Penguin in my wallet? And then they share their key parts. Like, let's say they have 1/5 of the key, and then the other one has 1/5 of the key. So then the key is aggregated on the user end. So let's say, even without me sharing you the decryption key to the file, like if I own the NFT or token, that could be, and that logic works across chain. So I can say that 1000 Aave tokens on Polygon and 5 Pudgy Penguins on Ethereum. If I satisfy both of these conditions on my wallet, I should be able to decrypt the file. And like this code is also already open source, and yeah, and we have seen like a lot of developers come to us for this functionality.
Yeah. So it sounds like a multi-signature.
Yeah, it uses multi-party computation.
Oh, it's MPC.
Yeah.
Okay. Which library are you using?
I think this is something my dev can answer better, but I think like we have implemented it from scratch from what I know.
Okay. Because in case of MPC, you need to have these validators, right?
Yeah.
The threshold computation, right? And these nodes need to be very secure.
Yeah.
This is fundamental for your kind of
right now
data protection.
Yeah, right now for our beta, like these nodes are being run by us, and the whole MPC architecture is still work in progress. But it's like still being used by a lot of users.
Yeah. So as long as I will check your GitHub open source. Right?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think around 90% of our code is open source.
That's
So
good.
yeah, 90%. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Nandi, thank you so much.
Awesome.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. All right. We will go into our next project, which is Excel Business. Go ahead from the front, and we can start there. Yeah. Okay, whenever you're ready, you can start. 11 minutes.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon. I'm Zach from XBIT. I'm the co-founder of XBIT. XBIT is a decentralized computing network for cheapest scalability for AI and computationally intensive applications. So next slide, please. So currently, the AI computation is really expensive. Thanks to the emergence of ChatGPT and GPT-4, the demand of computing power has reached a significantly high level, but the supply currently is really suffering from a shortage. So next slide, please. So as a result, AI computing is currently very expensive. For example, suppose training a medium-sized model on AWS, it can easily cost about $400 per hour or $300,000 per month. So a lot of long-tail like customers or small enterprises, developers are suffering from the financial barrier of those computing power. So next slide, please. XBIT is leveraging a Web3 model to lower those financial and resource barrier of AI training by organizing the very huge amount of computing power in the Web3 space. So currently, there are about 3 million idle GPUs in North America and about 4 million those kind of GPUs in Asia. For example, one of our partners is a mining rig in the Bay Area. It has a 50,000 idle AMD MI50 GPU card. So those kind of GPUs currently are idle, and we can pull them together to provide very economical computing solutions. So next slide, please. And by combining those computing power together, we can provide really economical solutions to AI training and other computationally intensive applications. And here are the some of our comparison. This is a 100 instance on AWS. This is our equivalent computing resource on those mining rigs. So we can reduce the computing power, the cost of our computing power by about 80%. Next slide, please. And this is a really complicated technology actually. So we have to be able to partition those very large AI models into pieces and run them on weak GPUs. So thankfully, we have the world's leading scholars and teams working on it. And I'm Zach. I'm from Princeton University. I'm a PhD of computer science. And during the past 10 years, I've been working on the distributed cloud computing area and blockchain technology. And Hansu is our co-founder. He once worked in the second era of the President Obama government, and he was an economic advisor for President Obama. And we have the leading scholars from the University of Los Angeles who have been working on the affordable AI sector for about 10 years. And we worked closely together and generate really hardcore cutting-edge technology for partitioning large AI models into those very big graphic cards. And our developers come from the cloud computing departments of first-tier internet companies. And we really understand the Web3 business model because we have a really good Web3 native guys from this space. Like Alex was once from the was a core member of the Helium Foundation, which was world's largest blockchain-based hardware project. And Nathan is a crypto native YouTuber. He has about 1,500,000 followers on the internet space. Next slide, please. So our unique technology is to partition very large AI models into pieces and run them on very big GPUs. If you do not have this technology, a lot of Web3 projects saying that they can provide distributed computing, but they are just selling graphic cards. We are selling a very unified computing service by combining those very big computing cards together. They are absolutely different. Next slide, please. So our use case, one of our most focused use case is AI, so we can reduce the cost. We'll provide some good performance. And next slide, please. And we can also contribute to the blockchain industry by providing a cheap validator service and to accelerate the ZK computing process. Next slide, please. And for some of the traditional Web2 services, we can provide general purpose computing services. Next slide, please. So currently the product is online. We have our testnet released, and also we have already got our pilot clients. And currently we have about 4 mining rigs connected, and also 2,000 individual nodes connected to our network. Next slide, please. And those are some of our clients. This one is a Web3 project. They are using AIGC to generate NFTs and NFT-related pictures. And originally, they trained their model on AWS. It's really expensive, but currently they have shifted some of their computing resource demand to Xbase, and they have received very low cost. Next slide, please. So our next slide, please. Business model is very clear. So we leverage the Web3 business model to incentivize the computing resources like mining rigs and individual mining computing devices to join our network to contribute the computing power, and we will sell those computing power to our clients, and we will use our revenue to earn tokens from the market to consolidate the value of the token ecosystem. Next slide, please. And this is our token distribution pie. Next slide, please. And this is our token release schedules. Next slide, please. So for next slide, please. Competitive analysis. So if we look at this area horizontally, so we have 2 parts. One part is for computing on the blockchain, so on-chain computing. Another part is for general purpose computing. We are providing general purpose computing, so we are from this part. And so we are not competing with those on-chain computing. Next slide, please. And if we see this vertically, so centralized clouds like AWS and Ali Cloud absolutely had the best performance. So we are from the cost economical side. For example, our value proposition is that we can provide about 20% of the cost of a centralized cloud, where provide about 90% of the performance. So if customers really want high performance computing, so they anyway will use AWS or Ali Cloud. But for long tail customers like small companies, medium-sized enterprises, individual developers, so if they really suffer from the financial barrier of AI training and computing, so they can choose us. Yeah, so that concludes my presentation. Thanks.
Okay, nice. 9 minutes, yeah. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Exhibits. Anybody have any questions for that?
Are you guys on Alibaba Cloud?
Yeah, so we have controllers to orchestrate those computing jobs. So in North America, we are using AWS, and in Asia, we are using other cloud.
What chain are you guys building?
Currently, we are on Cosmos, but we can support multiple chains.
Multiple chains.
Yeah.
Platonix?
Sorry?
Platonix?
Yeah, we can.
Because this decentralized AI, etc., is kind of similar as Platon tried to do. So that's from my side, I just want to you have the competition, right? To compare with competitors, especially for the cost. So you use that outstanding on the cost and the performance side. I just want to know why that, because the computation if we speak of AI, so there is algorithms and the models and data and network. If there is a decentralized different set of data, you need to communicate a lot, right? So, so from your diagram, it simply say you are quite a cost performance the best. So why that?
So can we go to the second slide, please? Hey, Sven, can you bring the device? The next one, please. Sorry, the next one. Sorry. Yeah, this one. Sorry, the previous one. Yeah. So we do have different computing resources, and we do have different face different scenarios for the very computationally intensive AI training. So we only do it in just one local mining rig. We do not do it distributedly. But the tricky point is that in those mining rigs, there are a huge amount of idle computing power. For example, one of our collaborators has 50,000 idle GPUs just up there, powered off. Yeah. But our value position is that we are able to partition very large AI models like GPT into very small pieces and run them on very weak GPUs. This is our expertise.
Okay, I see. So your expertise is try to the AI model, how to collaborating between different small chips, the computing power. You consolidate them together, and then deliver the right as if a virtual big.
Right,
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, got it.
And for just lightweight computing like a cloud storage or something, so we can use those light node and do it distributedly. Right.
I see. What is this one?
It's our mining machine.
Oh, so your machine, okay.
Yeah, those ones are adopted by individuals.
I see.
And we have a mining rigs providing high performance computing power, and we also have individuals to provide lower end computing power, but even less expensive.
Okay. This one is suitable for POW or POS?
For POW, POS?
I mean, it's suitable for Ethereum, right there, right? For mining. So Ethereum in 6 months back, it was on POW, the traditional one, and now it's switched to POS. So what your machine suit for?
This machine is basically a customized design computer.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's basically it's literally can do everything.
I see.
Yeah, it's just a computer.
So POW should be fine.
Yeah.
Normal.
Yeah.
Do you design that hardware and manufacture it?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
But our business model is that we will license this device to manufacturers, and we have a spec, and we will charge license fees.
And in UJack, I noticed one side there is named Unity, the software. So you have a collaboration with some.
We are talking to it. We are talking to Unity because they have a rendering algorithms, and we can partition the rendering algorithms into small pieces and run them on different computing devices.
Okay. Except Unity, is there any software provider you are talking to?
Yes, we have some of the software. We are talking to several software providers in North America. So they are either AIGC algorithm companies or some restaurant companies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we would love to talk more about this if there are potential collaboration opportunities.
Okay.
Are you guys self-funded or you guys?
We self-funded ourselves for 1.5 years, and this year we have just started our first round fundraising. Our target is to raise 2 million. Currently, we have about 1 million.
Okay. Thank you. Any more questions? Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to know how many enterprise users you have so far.
Currently, we have 6 clients.
So what their industry?
Industries like gaming company, NFT company, AIGC company. Yes.
It's more on the infrastructure side. You mentioned zero knowledge. So what is it in your
Next slide,
in
please.
your picture?
Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide. Next. Yeah, this one. So for those kind of devices, they can serve as distributed validators of a ZK.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can accelerate ZK because we are collaborating with the professors in UCLA and Stanford. They develop some of the accelerating algorithms and we install them on our devices.
Okay. So for ZK proof, you can verify it pretty fast with the customized algorithm.
Right.
Okay.
And so we install them on our devices.
Install is a software, right?
Software.
So for your hardware, do you use some GPU or ASIC or
This is basically a x86 architecture, and so we have different models. This one, it doesn't have a GPU, but we have a larger model. A larger model has a GPU. For GPU, it's basically like the NVIDIA. So we have 2 kinds of GPUs, NVIDIA and AMD. NVIDIA, so we provide 3 models. One is NVIDIA 3060, 3080, and 3090. And for AMD, we have AMD MI50.
Yeah, you mentioned you are working mainly on the Cosmos.
So actually, we are a general purpose computing platform, so it doesn't matter which blockchain so whoever supports us, we go there.
Right. It sounds like you certified it as a proof of concept on
Right, absolutely.
Cosmos.
Yeah.
But it's a general computer, so it can apply to any chain.
Right, absolutely.
I see.
So can I say the Exabase is almost a decentralized XPC network? The high performance computing network.
I think for the high performance, AliCloud has the best performance.
Okay.
Yeah, and we provide the economical solution with a acceptable performance.
Okay. For time, final questions? Just to close up. Okay. If not, thank you for the presentation. Next will be NFT innovators for the last one for the evening, and then we'll go into the admin portion.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yep. No, I didn't see. Sorry, give us 1 minute. We'll have to find where James went here.
Story and distributed. You decide. Which team is it?
They're looking for James.
Ah.
Ready whenever you are.
今天我是又全中文的演讲。
没事，这都评委都说话。
Who cannot
你
understand？
只要不是你说广东话的话，只有他能听得。
OK， 好，大家好，我是 Cindy， 然后今天很感谢大家提供一个这样的舞台给我们这个项目 NIPT 来跟大家进行一个交流。然后今天我们要和大家交流的主题呢是围绕 NFT 赋能 Web2 到 Web3。然后呢，首先下一页 ，Next。好，首先呢，我要先跟大家，我们需要了解一下 Web3 发展的背景。这里我们做了一个简单的小对比，给大家展示了从 Web1 到 Web2 到 Web3 的一个演进。从最开始为大多数人提供一个可读的信息，相对来说有些中心化，然后是少数人为大多数人提供信息的一个来源。到2.0时代就是更多的就是读和写，然后到3.0时代就是可读、可写、可执行。Next。然后我们接下来来看一下，就是从不同的用户类别进入 Web3 领域需要用到的是哪些工具。然后我们主要举例的呢是3类人群。首先，比如说像 Users 用户端，Web2 用户进入 Web3 是需要先接触底层的基础设施，比如说公链比如说以太坊或者 Hapathon 之类的。然后有了公链之后呢，还需要拥有自己的钱包，从而发起交易。那么呢，而看到交易呢，我们需要阅读交易的细节，那么就需要浏览器。有了这些，如果想要进行进一步的资产交易的话呢，我们还得需要有交易的市场。那以 NFT 举例呢，就是类似 OpenSea 这样的 NFT 的交易市场。那这个就是普通的用户端，然后开发者端呢，他们需要有各种的 SDK、IDE 以及一些工具，还有很多的 NFT 的一些合约标准。而对于研究者而言呢，他们更加倾向于数据分析，因此他们可以使用 NFT 浏览器等去获取一些链上的数据，并进行分析。他们还需要阅读一些最新的前沿的论坛以及顶级会议期刊等，这些也可以通过媒体获得最新的实时资讯。当然，我这里举例的呢，只是 Web3 应用中极少数的一些应用，还有很多的应用因为篇幅有限没有放进去，然后它们都是构建 Web3 世界必不可少的部分。Next。然后呢，这里呢，我们就以艺术家为例，如果他们想要进入到 Web3 领域发行 NFT 都需要做什么，有哪些步骤，然后我们来做一个对比。这样，首先呢，在没有使用 NIPT 平台的情况下，它需要下面8个步骤，分别是第一步构思创意，设计美术方案；第二步寻找程序员合作，开发合约；第三步有了合约还需要做合约审计，避免 bug 等不稳定的因素；第四步分层图的合成，设计稀有度，产生 NFT 合集；然后第5步需要社区运营、项目推广；第6步还需要购买项目服务器，搭建官网；然后第7步还需要购买 IPFS。等上传一些 NFT 的资源，然后呢，再就是合约上链，然后再进行2级市场的交易。那么我们可以看到，发行 NFT 是一个系统性的工程，它不是靠艺术家个人的创意就可以变成一个 NFT 的。所以呢，以艺术家为例，如果使用 NIPT 平台的话，那么它的工作量就可以大大的减少。左边的这8个步骤，除了第1项需要艺术家自己注重他的灵感和设计，剩下的皆可交给 NIPT。NIPT 提供呢是一站式的一个 NFT 的解决方案，为设计师的创意提供创作舞台、技术手段和孵化计划，基本上彻底打破了过去传统的一些复杂的流程。这个就是以艺术家为例的 NIPT 的一个就是我们可以提供的一个便利。后面我们也是有一个视频，但是今天可能播不了，因为这个 PPT 的原因。好，下一 next。那么呢，接下来 next。接下来我们就要详细的给大家介绍一下 NIPT 这个项目。NIPT 的定位呢是面向 GameFi 与 NFT 市场的智能聚合工具平台，提供游戏资产与艺术作品 NFT 化，同时呢还给链游提供集成链游运营所需要的各类开发工具和 API 服务，大大的降低了 Web2 进入 Web3 的一个领域的门槛。赋能区块链游戏与 NFT 的同时，也可以为参与者提供新的经济机会，重塑艺术作品及链游资产的价值。Next。 然后我们这里写的就是 NFT，就是 Nifty In 平台的这些一些核心的功能，这里基本上是现在我们已经实现的，后面还会有更多的工具，然后我们还会逐步的完善。Nifty In 平台的核心特点呢，就是4步，分别是添加 NFT 图片，然后发行合集，然后创建合集，添加 NFT 图片，发行合集和一键创造。然后呢，这里面包括我们支持多链、多种工具、多功能，包括各个开源的一些标准。然后从 NFT 的生成和发行这块来说呢，可以实现一键式 NFT 铸造，一键式 NFT 销售，进入交易所，同时也有批量发放奖励的工具，而且还有 AIGC 等功能。然后从 GameFi 的开发工具上来说，可以帮忙实现 PVP。API 的一些玩法，还有各种钱包的 SDK， 以及游戏交易的一些 API 的接口，都可以在这个平台直接调取。然后在GameFi 的运营工具上来说，它也有很多数据分析类的 SDK 工具，分析工具可以用，还有一些空投工具和一些奖励发放的一些合约工具等。Next。那接下来我们根据我们的竞品做了一些对比，比如说 FairXYZ 和 OneMint，这些是上线时间比较久的一些产品，然后知名度也比较大。从支持公链来说呢，Nifty 目前支持的公链相对来说是比较多，分别是4个公链。然后呢，它可以支持3个钱包，分别是去中心化钱包、合约钱包和 MPC 钱包，然后同时它也支持 AIGC 的功能。然后再一个就是还有分层图的功能，这个也是很重要的，可以直接在平台后台进行设计，生成一个独一无二的图片。然后再一个就是我们支持的图片格式也是非常多样化，几乎支持所有的格式。另外 Gas fee 相对来说也是可调控的。然后至于这个定制化的官网呢，目前我们还没有实现，但是在后期的版本呢是会上线的。然后呢，从整体的使用平台工具上来说 ，Nifty 是完全免费的，并且是支持 OpenSea 和透肤 NFT。对。这个 NFT 交易市场 ，next。然后接下来这个是我们整体上线3个月来发放的版本，是从去年12月底上线以来呢，到现在3月份我们已经更新了12个版本，然后基本上每周都有新的版本上线，所以 NFT 发行的基础功能已经全部实现了，包括一键部署、支持多链、多种钱包、批量上传、分层图以及运营相关的空投、白名单、盲盒等各种功能，整体使用起来还是比较丝滑的。对，然后 next。这个是我们目前的一个路线图。最近的一个版本呢，马上就会上线游戏的一个随机数的功能，包括 KMS 还有一些数据分析的平台呢，在后台都是可以实现的。这样就像一个 NFT 领域的一个淘宝一样，用户呢可以自己在平台实现一个自己创建的 NFT 的小空间，然后可以让自己的社区的用户或者自己认识的人进来进行 mint， 然后这也是未来我们想要最终打造的一个模式。对 ，next。OK， 这些是我们目前已经就是合作了的一些合作伙伴，然后我们之前也有跟很多的游戏方直接发过一些 NFT， 然后他们整体的游戏产品的 NFT 呢都是通过我们平台进行发行的，然后呢我们也是收到一些比较好的市场反馈。这样 ，next。对，这个就是本来我准备给大家看的一个 video， 就是一个艺术家的模式，然后我们可以在1分钟之内就可以铸造发行一个 NFT， 并且可以交易。但是今天由于这个电脑的问题，所以不能就是给大家展示。next。
这个在 YouTube。
这个它是那个在 PPT 上，然后所以没办法给大家看到。OK， 这个就是我们的一个联系方式，如果大家之后有什么问题就可以联络我们，或者如果感兴趣跟我们合作的话，都可以提。OK， 谢谢。
Alright, thank you. Judges, any questions?
Yeah, I think this one I know this project is Hapathon sponsored one.
Hapathon.
Yeah, it's using Hapathon. You see, I think can you explain the VRF? The VRF one, this one is different from others. 就那个 VRF 是应该我看也是那个 NFT， 就是因为我们要 building 一个 trustless infrastructure， 所以呢就是怎么能够做到 所谓的公平，这个 VRF 是怎么用？
这个就是您之后可以跟我们的那个项目开发的负责人去，就是详细沟通一下。
哎，你这横横是你们谈的吗？
对对对。
Yeah, so once you finish, it will be 5:30 on there.
YF 现在都是中心化的吧？
对，这个要跟他具体对。
因为我是负责就是
这个
社区的。
是个 decentralized 的那个 random number。
这怎么做呢
？generated 这个是个很复杂的一个，
对，
就是能够做到decentralized， 然后生成一个 random number， 而这个 random number 可以 consensus by different validators， and then you can do some real gaming use it. It's a trusted, fair random number, not centralized control. So that's what something quite interesting. Just kind of not many others can do it.
So boss, you've seen their source code before, yeah?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it before. There are smart contracts and all this kind of. Because I was looking after the platform. The platform has the smart contract address published on the Transcan, etc. But I think the more, because I'm on a different position today, so that's why I want to ask.
你们现在在用阿里云的那个？
对，我觉得这个项目。
it's not Alibaba. Oh, I didn't know.
重点。
你是阿里的吗？
我不是啊。
快吃了，你这样继续问。
啊，对，
给我一点 commission
对，起码吃吧，阿里云是吧？OK。看来不太想给。
Okay, if there's no more questions, then we will end the showcase. Cindy, thank you. Okay, we will just tidy up for the last bit. So for all the judges, just want to double check, have you all keyed in for all the projects already? Okay, can. So we'll give everyone a few more minutes. But for everyone else within the room, okay, I go in front first.
大家可以到2楼，然后因为评委需要讨论一下，然后我们要算一下分数。我们大概在5点到5点10分左右。2楼有一些点心和饮料。
Okay. So everyone, thank you so much for all your time today. We've come to the end of the project showcase and judging portion. So judges, once you have finished up during the judging process, can just close your laptops. There will be a 30-minute break. Before prize presentation. There is food, drinks, all upstairs on level 2. So just head up and you'll see everyone there. Then 5 o'clock you can see everyone here for the prize presentation.
I just want the judges can stay.
Yes, okay. Judges stay for a few minutes. Melody has some.
Yeah.
We all enjoyed the food upstairs. Thanks Alibaba for giving us some snacks. Okay, so we'll go into 3 awards now. So today there will be prizes for first, second and third, and I'll be inviting the panelists, the judges, as well as the relevant projects to come up during the prize presentation. So a quick word before I go into that. One thing that we wanted to highlight is that during the judging process itself, a lot of the decision making was swung in favor to projects who deployed on Platon and Alibaba. And in full transparency for projects who are part of the Platon network, James was removed. So the scoring itself was based on the average of all the judges who were doing the judging for the event. So we made sure that it was as fair as possible. And yeah, we'll go into it. So I would first like to invite for our third place winner for the Alibaba Hapathon, who will be receiving the prize. I'd like to invite Harper to the stand to give out the prize here. So the third place winner for the Hapathon 2023 here in Singapore will be NFT Innovator. Yeah. NFT
Innovator
the last, yeah. Cindy is here.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
关你过去吗？
Yeah, this is
Okay, sir. For the second place winner, I would like to invite Alex from Alibaba to present the prize. Alright, for our second place prize winner, we have Lighthouse Storage coming in second.
Thank you.
And our first place winner, who will be going to Hong Kong as part of the Hong Kong 2023 Web3 Festival, I would like to invite James to present the final prize. Okay, and the winner is Exabits. Yeah. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I wish you do a good job in Hong Kong and get the very good prize for representing Singapore.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll go into the closing here. So first of all, thank you very much to all the projects who participated. Thank you for all the judges for your time today for this whole day event. I just want to end off by thanking Alibaba Cloud, Platon and HashKey Group for organizing this and making the competition a reality. Thank you as well to all the media partners and people who helped to spread the word for the event. And of course, thank you to all the project winners and project participants. Please go ahead and continue to innovate and build within the Web3 industry. Your innovation and growth is something we all look forward to in the future. So just to close off, this is not the end of the Hapathon for Alibaba's event, the end of the Hapathon 2023. Next week will be the Bangkok leg of the event. And of course, we will be going to Tokyo and Hong Kong for the finals. So yes, I think that will be all. I know you all have had your networking and mingling already upstairs, but feel free to continue. We have the space until 6 o'clock. But yeah, that will be the end for the presentation and awards ceremony. Anyone wants to give a final? Yes. Before we go, please, we'd like to have a big group photo.
Yeah.
Maybe the judges go that side because everybody is here. Or you want to go
I think this side. Okay.
Or you want to go
This
here
side.
since there's
Yeah.
a big thing?
I think it's easier because got the top and the down.
Okay, can. So
Yeah.
everyone please move to the
Otherwise, it's
back.
hard.
We do one nice big picture
Yeah.
and we end off the day.
Oh, we all sit down. Sit down. Yeah. So then we will come in and add on. We'll add on to the space.
James.
No,
Everybody.
Everybody.
I don't think anybody.
Oh, that's it, the winner.
I'll be next to.
Just here.
Yeah. Is Alan
I have no idea. The final nobody.
Why nobody want to sit in front?
Remove the chair away.
Is it too many? Yeah.
Winner.
Yeah, winner should be in front, right? Yeah.
Winner is in the front.
Yeah, let me come in front. Let's see. Must show the trophy.
You go ah.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, one
I'll be taking. You go. Okay. I think the one behind can stand.
Okay, can see my
Mike, cannot. Mike， 你看，你要不要在这里？你太远了。Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay, then display in Hong Kong. 好啊，做一个，你说吧，买了
Video 啊。
哦，Yeah，因为这个 video。In case they display in Hong Kong 啦。
Oh. What do you guys want to say?
Singapore. Singapore win.
Singapore 这个。
最容易的吧？You all don't know how to pronounce win 咩？So simple, right? Okay. Singapore win. Okay, 来 1, 2, 3. Singapore.